Hi guys! Hello everyone and welcome back to another planty video. This week I wanted to show you all of my current favourites. The last week or so I've just had those few plants that I've just really been loving and appreciating. As always, majority because there's stuff going on with them, which is how it goes. Everybody knows that. As soon as one of your plants starts growing or doing something cool, you're my fave. It's kind of what's happened here, but I've got some that are very kind of standard and some that are a bit more interesting. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. I'm going to crack straight on. Okay, so first up on my list for this month is my philodendron varicosum. So this plant is relatively new. I bought it a couple of months ago and it's not done anything since. This leaf here was coming out during shipping and it's got some shipping damage and it's got dots all over it where I think it was kind of filled up when it first went into shipping, and then by the time it got to me it was trying to unravel and it just couldn't do it. And this leaf down here is starting to croak. As you can see, it's doing its best to hold on, but it's kind of going a little bit yellow. But the exciting bit, the last few weeks, oh my god, what is that called? This thing. It will come to me in a minute. Started to get really fat and now it's pushed out a new leaf. I'm not going to touch it because that's bad news. But I'm really excited. It's really big and I'm pretty sure, I think it's like with most plants like this, they come out the size they are and then they kind of expand. So I'm really hoping this one will be quite big. I mean, right now it's kind of the size of my hand, so I'm hoping it will be like this big, if not bigger. So I'm really excited about that. And one thing I never thought I would want is a plant with fuzzy petals. I used to hate them. Honestly, they really used to freak me out. I didn't like how fuzzy they were, but I'd never seen one in person. But whenever I saw pictures and videos online, it really weirded me out. I really didn't like it. I saw this plant in person and I realised how beautiful it was, and the fuzziness it doesn't bother me anymore. It's a little bit weird, but it's a cool weird now. So yes, this guy is one of my favourites. I cannot wait for this to go all the way up this pole. It is going to look so cool once it gets really big, and I'm really hoping that it will mature and get really big, as everybody wants. But once it gets to the top of the pole, I will probably prop it and plant it back up into the same pot, because by that point I'll probably want it to be bushier and then it'll have it will mature again as it goes up. So fingers crossed by the end of summer maybe. I feel like these can grow quite fast because the leaves are quite big and they tend to fill up holes and stuff a lot quicker than say a pothos will or whatnot. So yes, this is one of my faves. Okay, next up is a cactus. I apologise, I do not have the ID for this. This is the one in question. I love this plant first off because it is that bluey, dusty green colour, which I live for. I absolutely love that. But what I noticed a few weeks ago, I will add a little clip in here or a video or whatever, but this time last year, the cacti themselves were really thin and now, like over winter, they have really plumped up. Here you'll be able to see them side by side. But they've really plumped up, they've really filled out. They've not got much taller, but over winter they've really plumped out. I also this week, if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen me chatting on my stories about putting some of my houseplants outside, and this is one of the ones that I have done because I actually got this plant. It's probably one of my oldest, if I'm honest. It was probably back in 2014-15, maybe a bit earlier, and I actually got it from a car boot sale, and it wasn't very much. I think it was about a £5, and they've just not grown very much. But I feel like I wasn't really caring for them the best that I could, and I wasn't really giving them optimal conditions. I wasn't giving them that really bright light that they wanted and whatnot. And then the roots rotted on this. And over winter, I've managed to rehab it. I've put it into this really cute new pot, which I love this pot. I really want some or more like this, but I've not been able to find them anywhere. Yeah, I've put it into this and it's doing so much better. And since putting it outside, I've noticed on the top, you can see new growth starting to happen. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see on the screen, but on the top bits, there's some really bright green bits, which is where you can kind of see like new growth is starting to push out. So I can't wait for this to get really nice and tall and big. Hopefully fatten out a lot more as well, and I'm really hoping being outside for summer is really going to help with that. Okay, while we're on the cactus train, I may as well show you this guy as well. This is my prickly pear. I again don't know the full idea of it. I love cacti and succulents, but I'm awful at remembering names of like what they are and stuff, so I'm sorry, I don't know the idea of this. But again, it's got that like dusty blue kind of colour to it, which I love, and I love prickly pears anyway. I think they're so cool. I've had quite a few in the past, and for whatever reason they either didn't make it or I've sold them because I've been moving. But this guy I just really love, and as you can see, we have got 2 new growth points. They've been out for quite a few months now, but they kind of grew up to around here and they just didn't really do anything after that. They didn't like get any bigger, they didn't grow, they just didn't do anything. And I was considering chopping them off because I was like, are you just going to stay like this? I would rather chop you off and encourage it to put out some like really big pads on there. But I've also put this guy outside this week, and the pads are starting to flatten out. You're probably not going to be able to see, but they've really started to plump out and kind of flatten out and push some more growth out of the top, especially this guy. I am going to put it down to probably warmer temperatures, because when I've put it outside, it's been really warm here, for here anyway. It's been about 18 degrees Celsius, so it's been quite warm. And also I have noticed, you're probably not going to be able to see on camera, but it is pushing out, I think it's around here, it's pushing out some new pads. So I'm really excited. I would absolutely love like a really big one of these. That is just my dream, like just to have one that's pushing out so many new pads, really big. But yes, I'm on a cactus hype at the moment. I think it's where it's coming into summer and I am wanting to kind of put some of my plants outside just to see how they do. And obviously cacti, I feel over summer are the obvious choice. This week I have been doing it where I've been putting them out around 9 in the morning, and bringing them back in about 6 o'clock in the evening because nighttime temperatures are still way too low, but daytime is not. So I've been doing that with all of them. I've been putting a few outside. I've been putting my cacti outside, and I've also put a monstera outside, my avo tree that I'm growing, and my ficus as well. So we'll see how that goes. If you would like to kind of see a video of how I'm doing it, please comment down below and let me know. I don't know if anybody is that interested in it. I know on my side of it, I was thinking of doing a video because for me, I'm in the UK and I've not seen anybody putting in their houseplants outside and kind of acclimating them to be able to live outside. I feel like it'd be really helpful if other people would want to do it just to see how I'm doing it, and then I can be like your guinea pig, like see if it's successful, what's not, and stuff like that. So let me know in the comments down below if you would like to see that, and I can start filming that video for you guys. But yes, please let me know. Okay, so my next favourite is my Anthurium clarinervium, which I loved this plant anyway. Last summer I was raving about it all summer, staring at it all the time. It was beautiful, it was growing like crazy. Winter hit, shock, didn't do anything, lost a load of leaves, which I was gutted about, and it was really going downhill and I was getting really worried about it. And then it kind of evened out and just stayed as it was, and I was like, okay, that's fine as long as you're not dropping leaves. But I have been keeping my eye on some new growth. I will put some insert clips in so you can see, but I've got a new one here and a new one coming in down the bottom. And I'm so excited about this because I just love this plant, and I also love its kind of like growth pattern. I love the way it grows in. I love that the leaves are so like tiny and then they grow really big. I think it's really exciting because it's like fun to see how big they get, and they're just so small when they first come in. And I remember when I first got this plant, I didn't really know anything about Anthurium. I kind of got this as like my first one. I'd heard they were quite finicky and I thought I'm probably not going to get this to survive, but it actually did really well. I'd 100% recommend the clarinervium as like your first one to try out Anthurium. I've not tried any more, but I am going to be buying some more in the coming year because I love them. But this guy is really easy. I don't have it in like top conditions. I have a really small humidifier, which I'm pretty sure doesn't do anything next to it, and the whole winter I didn't even have that running and it was fine. And it's quite cold in my house at the moment and this plant was doing fine, but now it's pushing out these two new leaves and I'm hyped about it. I can't wait for them to grow in and get really big. One of them almost got stuck and I was looking at it thinking I am gonna have to help you out soon if you don't get any better, but it's actually popped out this morning. That was yesterday. That was that one just down there. But yeah, I just love this plant. I feel like all Anthurium are just beautiful. Like the leaves are velvety, they've got that really deep green, which I love, and the veining, they're just beautiful. I love them so much. I didn't get any for ages and now I have, and I am so glad that I have because, okay, and my very last favourite, I know people can be like, oh that's so boring, but it's not to me. This is my Philodendron Brazil. Last, I think it was probably October or August, something like that, I took 2 cuttings off of my trailing one and potted them up into a pot, just 2 of them on a pole, because I really want to mature this plant. It's been sat in the window, it's not really done that much over winter as expected, but the growth has booted off, guys. Literally this spring it is putting out leaf after leaf. They are so pretty. I will show you now. The growth is so pretty. It's so, some of them are so yellow, But like, look at the colouring on that. That leaf is so beautiful, and like the one underneath it is so pretty. I'm going to put this down and I'm going to put in some B-roll just so you can see it up close. But I am honestly shook. I was looking at this the other day when I went to water it, and it's just so beautiful. I did need to move it because it was kind of in direct sunlight, which is fine. Like, I found that with plants that are a bit more hardy, you can put them in direct sunlight, and like the older leaves won't like it, but any new leaves that come in will enjoy it and they'll cope with it better. And that's what's happened with this guy, but I think it was a little bit too much. So it did start to bleach out a little bit, but I've moved it so it doesn't get as much sunlight. But the variegation on this is beautiful, and the leaves are starting to size up, which I know they're not huge, but I feel like it's not going to be long until they really start to size up. The aerial roots are starting to come out and onto the pole, so that's fun. I just need to keep up with keeping this attached to the pole, making sure it is growing up the pole, because a few times I've not kept up with taping it, and because it's not attached yet, the next leaf isn't sitting against it and it goes all a bit skewy. So I need to try and keep up with that. I might, when I move, I'm moving in a week or so, I might put this like on my desk, so I'm literally staring at it, because at the moment it's in Lucas's office, which I don't really go in unless I'm checking to see if plants need watering. So I'm going to put this in the spare room, which is also going to be my office, so I'm probably going to put like my high maintenance plants in there so I can keep an eye on them. This will probably be one of them, because I have seen when people put Philodendron Brazil on poles and they get really big leaves, and I love Philodendron Brazil anyway. I think they're beautiful and I really want a big one. I've just taken a cutting of my Marble Queen Pothos, and I'm also going to put that on a pole. I'm just doing a singular cutting because I've kind of noticed when you just have one or two in a pot, they seem to do way better than if you've got a whole load of vines in there. In my opinion anyway, I prefer it. I think it's easier to keep up with when you're trying to tape it and keep it on the pole and everything. Okay, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this favourites. The only reason I ever do these is just because I want to show off my favourites and talk about them. I feel like when you've got stuff going on, you really want to tell people about it. So yes, these are little ones. I know some of them are a bit basic, but on this channel we like to show off the basic ones as well, because, you know, it's not all about the rare and expensive plants. Not everybody can afford them. I know I can't. And I've kind of come to a realisation that get what you can within your means and enjoy the plants you have. Like Philodendron Brazil is so readily available. It is here anyway, and I just love it. It's beautiful, so unique. Every leaf is different, and I'm going to be raving about that. The more that grows, I'll be raving about it, trust me. So yes, everybody, please stop looking at what you could have. I was doing that for so long, and I was getting really down about my collection because I thought, you know, it's not all that. I don't have all these big rare plants like all the other people do. But what I have is really beautiful, and it's good to remember that, and then you'll actually start enjoying your collection a lot more as well. You will start noticing things that you didn't notice before. You'll start caring for those plants a lot more, and you will see better results, and it'll make you fall in love with them even more. Trust me, the last few months, this is my realization. I'm going to be hyping about all of my plants, not just the exciting ones that are a bit more sought after. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I know I went on some rants and tangents throughout, so we don't worry about that. Thank you so much if you've got this far in the video. If you don't already subscribe to my channel, please do follow on with my journey. I have got quite a few videos running at the moment where I am doing in time, so I'm filming start to finish of process over 6 months or so, and we've started those now. So I love filming them, they're really satisfying. I love watching those videos as well. You don't have to look through loads of videos to try and find updates. It's all in one video and you can see the progress in time. So yes, we've got quite a few of those running through at the moment, so keep an eye out for those towards summertime. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed this video. Comment down below what your favourite plants are at the moment. Are they more sought after or are they more common? Let me know what they are. And follow my planty Instagram if you want to see more content from me. I went quiet over winter on my stories, but in summer I'm always chatting about my plants, showing up-to-date progress of what's going on with them. And I'm pretty sure I will be posting lots to do with my move and lots to do with moving my plants outside and whatnot as well. So yeah, follow my planty Instagram and Beach Studio for more updates from me. And I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!